Hey everyone, it's Lindey. Welcome back to my channel. I'm coming at you with another shipping tip. Well, technically, I don't know if you'd consider it a tip or just a bit of advice or some food for thought, I guess. So I'm actually shipping an item right now and it got me thinking. So these actually sold on eBay for $18.88. And while I'm packaging this up for shipping, something occurred to me. It's something that I've never done a video about. It's something I've never talked to you guys about. And it is, I guess, both food for thought and a good tip if you didn't know this already. So here's where my brain was going while I'm shipping these weights, which, fun fact, these are sous vide weights, sous vide. You know, when people basically like cook things in lukewarm water at a slow, low temp, they use these to weigh things down. They are stain proof, and I actually sold these for $18.88 on eBay plus shipping. And because I charge shipping, because these are super heavy, it actually added quite a bit to the price just based on weight. And so that's what actually got me thinking about this, is the fact that I am glad that I charge shipping for something like this because they are weighted, they are heavy. And I'm a mess today. I appeared to have left my good shipping tape out on the floor for packaging up boxes. So I'm just stuck using this little Scotch one today. It's gonna have to do. So if you're new to my channel, you might not know that back in the day, I used to do free shipping. I was actually an advocate for the free shipping because I thought that it gave you, better search placement. People were more apt to look at free shipping options and all of that. But as time has progressed, so has my opinions. There was a time during my reselling career where I decided to do a little experiment. And I wanted to see what exactly would happen if I switched to a charge shipping model. And in my own personal experience, I had no negative results. If anything, all I had was an increase in profitability. Because I'm also a very big advocate of accepting offers. I think that offers on eBay is a really, really powerful tool for multiple options. I might go into a completely different rant about that in another video. It's been a while since I've talked about that. I do have previous videos on my channel talking about why I am so emphatically pro best offer. I really think best offer is a necessary tool for selling on eBay, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about shipping. So one of the reasons why charging shipping for me was automatically more profitable was because I was accepting best offers. Now, when a customer sends you a best offer, they're sending you an offer based on your price and the price that they want to pay. They are not thinking about the shipping at all, especially if you have free shipping. So then when you go to accept a best offer, you have to automatically calculate in your brain how much it's going to cost you to ship because you're not charging anything additional to the buyer. So way back when I first started charging shipping, I saw an automatic increase in profitability because every best offer that I was accepting was not having to include my cost to ship the item. All of the shipping was charged additionally. Because all of the shipping was charged additionally, I was able to accept lower, better offers, better in the eyes of the customer, because I wasn't having to worry about how much shipping I was going to have to pay in that offer that they sent me. And it's only now, after having charged shipping for years and years and years at this point, that it has actually occurred to me that there is another disadvantage to free shipping that you might not have thought of. And here I am, educating the masses, getting you to think about it. One of the other downsides to doing free shipping is regarding any returns that you may have of the items that you've done free shipping on. So let's take this package that I'm shipping, for instance. Let's say that the buyer gets these sous vide weights and they don't really like them and they want to return them. So the way that I chose to price this listing was $18.88 plus the cost of shipping calculated based on the buyer's location and the weight of the product. So it was $18.88 for the item plus the cost of shipping. It came out for the buyer around $29 plus sales tax that eBay collected. I could have chosen to list this item for $29 in free shipping. It would have come out the same either way for the customer. Either they're paying $18 plus shipping to equal $29 or they're paying $29 with free shipping. But here's where extra costs could come in if there's a return. Let's say my customer gets this package and they decide that they no longer need the sous vide weights. They decide to open up a return. Even if I don't accept returns, we all know buyers can force a return if they want to. Let's say that a return gets opened up. The sous vide weights get sent back to me, and then I have to go in and refund the customer. If I've done free shipping, I have one option for refund, and it is for the full $29 that the customer has paid to me originally for these weights. But because I have opted to charge shipping to the buyer when I get this return, I actually have two options for refund. I can either offer the customer a full refund, including the original price of the shipping, or I can give the refund of just the purchase price, excluding the cost of the shipping. So had I done $29 in free shipping, my only option is to refund $29. But because I charge shipping, I can opt to only refund them the $18.88 that they paid for the item and don't even give a peace of mind to the original shipping cost. If you do free shipping, you do not have that option. And that's actually something I think a lot of eBay sellers don't think about when they opt to do free shipping. If they get a return, when they get that item back, they're going to have to give back automatically that full dollar amount that the customer paid. When you charge shipping, you have the option to not refund that original cost of shipping. And depending on how many packages you ship and how many returns you get, that can start to add up. So let's say this package, this priority mail envelope cost me as the seller $8.30. So if the customer returns this package, if I give them back their full $29, I am not only out the $29 that I originally thought I had, but I am also out the $8.30 that I originally paid to ship this to them. So yeah, when they return it, I might have my item back, but I'm also out $8.30. Now that is actually best case scenario if you have opted to have buyer paid returns. If you have free returns marked, because let's say you want to have that top rated plus seller status and you want to have free returns, or if the customer decides that it's an item not as described, they can actually force you as the seller to pay the return shipping. So now in this hypothetical situation, let's say that this buyer returns it, they say that it's not as described, or I have free returns turned on, which I don't. It is my personal opinion that free returns are a bad idea unless you as a seller are making bank in profit. Opt out of it. Don't do it. Buyer paid returns only. We have buyer paid returns, and let's say that this buyer says it's not as described. That means that in order for me to accept this return, I have to pay for shipping. So that means when I get this package back, not only have I lost the $8.30 from originally shipping it to them, but I'm also out another $8.30 to get the item back. So if I have done free shipping, let's make sure we're keeping track of this. The buyer has paid me $29, including the free shipping. I have paid $8.30 to ship it to them. They did an item not as described, so now I have to pay another $8.30 to have it shipped back to me. So now I am completely in the hole for $16.60 on this one package. That's a pretty expensive loss to take as a seller. And I think when we're doing free shipping and we're dealing with returns, we're not sometimes remembering that those charges can add up in the event of a customer return. And that's also why I think a lot of the times sellers will just opt to let the customer keep the product if it's not worth it to them to pay that shipping back. And on an item like this that only, sold for $18.88, that would be worth it to me to think about. It'd be worth it to me to think, is it worth me losing $16 total to get the item back? Or should I just eat a loss of $8.30, let them keep the item and give them a partial refund, try to work something like that out? So all of these headaches is another reason why I do not do free shipping. Because when you do free shipping, these are the things you have to think about in the event that there's a return. First started this video, I had said that there is a tip. Well, let me get to that tip. And I don't exactly know how eBay is going to feel about me telling you guys this. So I am taking a risk by putting this out on the internet. I hope that you guys realize that I do it for the people. I do it to help you guys out because I want you to be successful. Here is my tip. In my experience, If you get a return and you charge shipping, never, ever refund the original shipping cost, even if it's something that you think is your fault. Let me tell you why. There's reasons. In my experience, if you don't refund the original cost of the shipping, one of two things is going to happen. The first thing that could happen is that the buyer just does nothing. They get their refund of their original purchase price less the cost of the shipping that they paid. They get that money back and they move on, which tends to happen more often than you think. I think that there's a lot of customers out there that don't necessarily realize that they are not only out the money for the item, but they're also out that original shipping cost. I think that a lot of customers might not pay any attention to it either because they know that they're being charged for shipping. And so when they return something, they just might think that that money is gone regardless. So that's the first thing that could happen. And that actually saves you from having to eat that original shipping cost. So if that were to happen to me and a customer returned this, I would get the item back and I would just simply refund them for the $18.88 and I would keep the original cost of the shipping. That way, I, as the seller, am at least square, right? I'm back at square one. I've got my item back. The customer's got their money back. I've paid for the shipping label and I got to keep that money. So I am square. I am not in the hole. That is the best case scenario on the side of the seller. Now, the second thing that could happen if you do not refund the original cost of the shipping is that the buyer complains to eBay that they didn't get their original shipping cost back. The most common reason why a customer would do this is because of an item not as described return. So if a customer claims that the item that you sent them was not as described, or if it was defective, or if it was broken, they notice that they didn't get their original cost of shipping back. And so they might open up a case with eBay to try to get that original shipping cost refunded. But here's where the tip comes in. Come here. Got something to tell you. In my experience, when a customer opens that case with eBay to try to get a refund of their original shipping cost, eBay will give it to them, but they don't take it from your funds. I know. So all joking aside, that has been my experience. If I ever have a customer return something and I don't refund their original shipping, if they do, go to eBay and say, hey, the seller didn't give me my original shipping back, just about every single time, and of course I say just about every single time because I can't specifically remember if there was ever a time, there might have been, I just missed it, but it is my experience that eBay will just automatically refund the customer that amount for their original shipping, but eBay eats it. They don't take it from your funds. As the seller, eBay doesn't pull it from your funds to return it to the customer. eBay just refunds it out of their own pocket and you get to keep the funds. And the reason why I believe this is the case, that it happens every single time, is because every time a customer will open up a case or they will contact eBay, eBay will notify you of an open case. And every time the case gets closed, eBay will email and tell you exactly how the case was closed. And every single time I pay attention, it says that eBay has decided to refund the customer at no charge to you. Is this a loophole? Did I find a loophole in the whole refunding situation for returns? So basically, this video is twofold. On the one side, I wanted to give you something to think about if you're still doing free shipping and you're kind of hesitant to go over to charge shipping. This is just another added benefit to charging shipping in the event that one of your items gets returned. Then the other side of that is the little tip that I just gave you. If you charge shipping and you get an item returned to you, do not refund the original shipping cost. Let eBay handle it. If the customer doesn't care, then nothing is going to happen. You get to keep the money. That makes you square. That is where you want to be in best case scenario of a returned item. You at least want to be square. You don't want to be out the original cost of the shipping. And if the customer does want their money back and they want it back enough to contact eBay, in my own experience, eBay will go ahead and refund the customer to keep them happy, and they don't take it from the seller. If there's anything that I've seen eBay do that's right, that protects the sellers in any way, it's that. So while eBay might not be very happy about me telling you about this little trick, tool, tip, whatever you want to call it. eBay, if you're listening, you did this right. Giving sellers the power and the ability to not refund that original shipping cost really does make a difference in a seller's bottom line. So if a buyer does want to complain about not getting that original shipping refunded to them, having that be something that eBay takes care of and takes that burden off of the seller, thank you for that. It matters. So, all right, let me know down in the comments below. Are you still a free shipping seller? Do you charge shipping? Do you end up eating way too many costs with returns? Tell me down in the comments below. I'm curious to see what all of my viewers are doing currently. Are you all on the free shipping train or the charge shipping train? Y'all know I am on the charge shipping train. Doot, doot. My God, that was corny. I just need to stop. I need to go back to work. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and appreciate this kind of information, make sure to hit that thumbs up button before you leave. It also helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and I really, really appreciate that. Don't forget to check the video description. I always put a lot of useful information down there. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to ring that notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I post another video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.